Village witch. My father also told me that this yard is cursed. Daughter, avoid it, and best of all, mentally cross yourself. A local witch lives there, and the whole village is afraid of her. At night, on the days of the full moon, only a keen eye can see that instead of light, ritual black candles are burning. This devil always has a good harvest, the chickens lay eggs, the cattle do not die. One day, when the witch left the house for a while, the brave fellow villagers decided to visit her. Imagine, the witch never locked it. As if she was waiting for uninvited guests. When the boys entered, they imagined a terrible picture. In the hut, which was a small room, there were ancient tables on which lay hellish books, creepy figurines depicting otherworldly worlds. Having opened an incomprehensible box inlaid with black ribbons, the boys saw the head of a rooster. Under the satanic images, the brave men found several photographs pierced with a needle in the area of the heart and head. A sense of horror blew, and they ran out of the witch's hut. When she returned, everything was in its place. For the next 3 days, the cursed candles burned brightly. The curious could hear an indistinct monotonous muttering coming from inside. Suddenly, the hut was all ablaze, as if it was engulfed by 100 fires. The witch pronounced a devilish spell, which the next day came as grief to our homes. Those who secretly visited her drowned while sober swimming in the village river. But this was only the beginning. Soon strange and terrible things began to happen in the village. People began to see ghostly figures wandering at night. Children began to disappear without a trace, and those who returned told of terrible visions and voices calling them into the darkness. One night, when the full moon illuminated the village, I decided to check what was happening in the witch's house. I quietly approached the hut and saw that the door was slightly open. Black candles were burning inside, and the witch was standing in front of the altar, on which lay those very photographs pierced with needles. She was muttering something, and her voice sounded like the whisper of 1,000 souls. I froze in horror, but I could not tear my eyes away from what was happening. The witch turned around and looked straight at me. Her eyes burned with rage and hatred. She slowly approached me and extended her hand, grabbing my shoulder. I felt the cold penetrate my soul, and I realized that she had returned for me. Since then, every night I wake up in horror, seeing the faces of those I disturbed. They haunt me, reminding me of my mistake. I tried to get rid of them, but it was useless. They always come back, and their hatred grows stronger. One night I woke up to the sound of footsteps outside the window. Looking outside, I saw a shadow sliding along the wall. My heart started beating faster, and I closed my eyes, hoping that it was just a dream. But when I opened my eyes, the shadow was still there, and it was slowly approaching my house. I tried to scream, but my voice was stuck in my throat. The shadow came closer, and I saw the face of the dead man I had impersonated in the cemetery. His eyes were burning with rage, and he stretched out his hand to grab me. Since then, every night I wake up in horror, seeing the faces of those I disturbed. They haunt me, reminding me of my mistake. I tried to get rid of them, but it was useless. They always return, and their hatred grows stronger. Now I know that the peace of the dead must not be disturbed. But this knowledge came too late. I am doomed to eternal torment, and every night I relive this horror. And no one can help me.